Today we're going to be cutting out a ruby from the matrix and an emerald from the matrix. These were both found in North Carolina. If you'd like to see where they were found and find your own rubies and emeralds, you can watch our other videos. So we are going to cut these out on the high-tech wet sauce for cutting stones, and then we'll weigh them first, and then we'll take them over to the Ultratech cutting machine and we will grind off the skin. We'll be able to see the interior inclusions and see what type of faceted stone we want to cut out of these two precious gemstones. If you're interested in finding precious gemstones in North Carolina, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'm going to show you every place in North Carolina where people find precious gemstones. All right, so the emerald is coming in at 266 carats. We're gonna lose most of that, obviously, because a lot of it's rock. But we'll see what we lose as far as getting it out of the matrix. And then when we actually cut it into a gemstone, we'll see what else we lose. So 266, and the other one is 135 even on the ruby. And what's crazy about this is it's a ruby crystal, but it's coming out of a ruby corundum matrix. Pretty interesting mix of stones in North Carolina. All right, so it's pretty close. You're supposed to leave 20%. I would say I didn't leave 20%, maybe 1%, but I didn't ever lose anything, so that's pretty good on the first cut. Now we'll cut the back of the matrix off. Okay. Again, I'm cutting it really close. You shouldn't cut it this close. You're supposed to cut it, take 80% off, and then leave 20% on, and then you can grind this off on your lap wheel, on your machine. So you want to basically polish the rest of it off. But, you know, I'm known for taking chances, so luckily I didn't lose anything. And you can see there's some little emeralds in here. They're too really small, but we might cut them out of here just for fun. All right, we still got like 2 more cuts left. This side, and then the bottom. As you can see, it's actually too big for the saw. So I guess we're gonna have to hit it this way too. So there I am, kind of hitting it again, but look, I'm really not losing anything because we can't keep this part of the emerald because you can see there's little black lines in it anyway, so looks pretty good. Now probably I need to cut this little piece off here and then cut this one straight. So it should look like a 6-sided emerald. So there and there. If you look at the back side, it's kind of a mess back here. We probably need to cut a little bit more in the back here. So you can see we're almost there. The back is still pretty bad. We got to keep going, and we have to get all this host rock, aka matrix, off of here. But we're going to grind a lot of it off. All right, now for the ruby. And we did bend the saw blade slightly on the emerald. So these little cheap blades that come with your high-tech diamond saw are not good. Go ahead and buy some of the better, thicker blades. Interesting matrix, look at that. It's corundum matrix. Those came together to form this crystal. All right. And see, that's really not worth anything. If you go, some places they'll try to sell you this. Oh, you can buy these rubies here. It's just the waste rock off of the crystals they're cutting. So you never want to buy a pre-cut piece like that because it's just waste off the good stuff. Yeah, it's dangerous. All right, I gotta change the wheel. It's getting crazy. I switched it over from the 4-inch blade to the 5-inch blade. They have little packages like this, but you can buy thicker blades that are way better. So that's what everybody does. They end up ruining these blades immediately. But you can see where I bent it up there. I bent it on the emerald, but see this arrow here? Rookie mistake, I was running it backwards. It's supposed to be like this. So we've got the next one in here and we got the arrow going the right way. Right, so take 2. I really can't two-hand this one. I don't know if I can do this. Probably have to grind it down. All right, so we're gonna use the other machine to grind it down. It's getting pretty dangerous at this point. So that's what the back looks like. And the front. So we almost have a whole crystal here. We got a little teeny bit here, a little teeny bit there. But we want to keep our fingers today, so let's move over to the Ultratech. Here we have our ruby crystal. Now it's been cut out of the matrix. And you can see it's not crystal clear. But now it's ready to put on a dop, stand straight up and down. And now you have to decide what type of cut do you want to make. And if you go over to our book, an emerald cut would make the most sense because it's a long and it has a really flat area on it. So if you look at that, you can see it's a large flat area. It's a long crystal. And so the emerald cut is long. It's got a flat top. And there's a side view. So this would make sense to be an emerald cut. But I kind of like the little crystal shape. So I'm not sure yet on this one, but let's weigh it up and see what this actually weighs. So I tried to use 600 grit to cut this corundum rough. It did not work at all. So I got a 180 grit and it works great, but I also got 120 and an 80 because I wasn't sure if that was gonna work, but 180 is plenty. You don't need anything more than that to be cutting corundum. And this is a 9 on the hardness scale. So let's go here. So now our weight is 62 carats. And then it'll lose at least half of that as it gets cut into an emerald cut or some other cut. But for now, we're just gonna leave it how it is. And we probably will sell it just like this. Let someone else cut it. All right, getting back to the emerald, now we have the technology to cut that out of the matrix some more. So let's cut this up. 180 grit, that's 7.5. I'm doing the same for Emerald, just faster shape it. I don't care if it's big, wait, something. The black is on. I'll matrix. Wait till it's here. I'm dipping it in water. That's what's going on. It's got 6 sides, just like water. Whoa! Better hold on, it'll be butterfingers. Pretty nice, actually. It's a nice color to it. Way better than I thought. I thought the black went all the way through it, honestly, but it doesn't. So this is going to be something amazing, and it's big. So let's do the weigh-in. North Carolina Emerald. Wow. Don't worry. Got pinball up in this bitch. Okay, it's like pinball up in here, but that's how things are in the shop, you know. We get a little crazy in here. Nothing to sweat over. We have so much stones to cut that doesn't even matter. All right, look at this pretty thing. And the weight is 43.2, so that's how much we lost.